What is the greatest secret of all time? Pause for a moment. Think about it. The greatest philosophers, mystics, and sages of history have pondered this question. What happens after we die? For thousands of years, certain books have claimed to hold the answer, but one stands apart from all the others. Some called it a prophecy. Others labeled it forbidden knowledge, and those who read it were never the same again. This book does not merely describe what happens after death. It reveals what it feels like to transition beyond this world, how to consciously travel through the afterlife, and the deepest secret of existence itself. But there's a problem. This knowledge was never meant for the masses. It was whispered in secret societies, passed down through hidden lineages, and even today, most people remain unaware of its existence. Now, are you ready to uncover the forbidden mysteries of this book? Because once you learn its secrets, you will never see reality the same way again. Throughout history, there have been countless theories about the afterlife. Religions, philosophies, and esoteric traditions have all attempted to decode the greatest mystery of all time. What happens when we die? Ancient civilizations, Egyptians, Tibetans, Greeks, and Sumerians believed that death was not the end, but a transition. They spoke of hidden realms, tunnels of light, and vast landscapes beyond human comprehension. And yet, one text stands above them all, a book so profound, so detailed, that it was said to contain step-by-step instructions for navigating the afterlife. Some say it was written by divine beings. Others believe it was dictated by those who had already crossed over and returned. This book is known by many names. In Egypt, it was called the Book of Coming Forth by Day, the Egyptian Book of the Dead. In Tibet, it was known as Bardo Thodol, the Tibetan Book of the Dead. But beyond these well-known texts, there are other more obscure manuscripts buried deep in the vaults of secret orders. One such text, rumored to exist in hidden circles, speaks of the precise journey of the soul after death. It describes the disintegration of the physical self, the passage through multiple dimensions, and the final revelation of our true nature. But why was this knowledge hidden? Because those who possessed it believed that not everyone was ready. To know what happens after death is to know the truth about life itself. And that, perhaps, is the most dangerous secret of all. The moment of death is not an end, but a beginning. For those who have studied the hidden texts, death is described as a transition, a great unraveling of the illusion we call reality. The forbidden book, whose origins remain shrouded in mystery, describes this journey in astonishing detail. The first stage is the separation. When the body takes its last breath, consciousness detaches, and a strange awareness sets in. Many who have had near-death experiences report watching their own body from above, a surreal detachment from the physical form. Ancient texts describe this moment as the great liberation, but for the unprepared soul, it can be terrifying. The ego, which clings to identity, struggles to let go. This is why many spirits become trapped, wandering between worlds, unable to accept their transition. But for those who are ready, the journey continues. The second stage is the passage of light and shadow. The forbidden book speaks of a tunnel, not just of light, but of shifting realities. At this stage, the soul relives its entire life in a single instant, not as a sequence of memories, but as a simultaneous experience. Every action, every emotion, every consequence, felt all at once. This is the great reflection, not a judgment imposed by an external force, but a self-imposed reckoning, a moment where the soul sees the full impact of its existence. Those who lived with kindness experience a profound sense of peace, but those who carried hatred, regret, and deception face the echoes of their own actions. It is here that many souls become trapped. Regret is a chain heavier than death itself. But for those who surrender, the journey continues. The third stage is the veil of forgetting, beyond the tunnel. The forbidden book describes a vast ocean of consciousness. Here the soul is offered a choice, to merge with the infinite or to return. Many do not remember this choice, because if they decide to return, they must pass through the river of forgetting. And with it, they lose all memory of where they have been. This is why so many fear death. Because deep down, we know we have walked this path before. And yet, we cannot remember. The forbidden book does not stop at the passage of death. It speaks of what lies beyond. Beyond the veil of forgetting, the soul enters the realms of transition. These are not places in the physical sense, but planes of existence shaped by the soul's frequency. Many ancient traditions have whispered of these realms, some calling them heavens and hells, others referring to them as intermediate dimensions, where souls evolve before returning to the source. But what if these places are not rewards or punishments? What if they are simply reflections of our inner world? The forbidden book describes them as mirrors of the soul. For those who lived with love and wisdom, their consciousness aligns with realms of light, worlds of beauty, harmony, and infinite understanding. For those who clung to fear, hatred, and deception, they find themselves in chaotic, fragmented landscapes worlds where suffering is self-imposed, not as eternal damnation, but as a chance to awaken. Because here lies the most shocking revelation, hidden within the pages of the mysterious book. There is no external judge, no being who decides where a soul must go instead. The soul is drawn toward the realm that matches its own vibration, and then something even more mysterious happens. The Council of Light. Ancient mystics have spoken of encounters with beings of pure consciousness, guides, ancestors, or celestial entities that assist souls in their transition. The forbidden book speaks of the Council of Light, group of luminous beings who help souls understand their past lives and prepare for what comes next. It is here that the soul sees its true essence. Beyond the illusions of ego and identity, it is here that the soul realizes it has lived many lives, in many forms across many worlds. But the greatest mystery of all is what comes next. The return and the great choice. After absorbing the lessons of its past existence, the soul stands at the threshold, a place where it must decide to return or to ascend. Returning means reincarnation, a new life, a new form, a new journey. But why do souls choose to return? Some return to resolve unfinished karma. Some return to guide others. And some return simply because the cycle of experience is not yet complete, but there is another path. The forbidden book hints at those who transcend the cycle. These souls do not return in the usual way. Instead, they merge with a greater intelligence, becoming something more than human, more than individual consciousness. Some call this enlightenment. Some call it union with the divine. Some call it the great mystery. And it is said that those who reach this state still exist among us, guiding, watching, whispering the secrets of existence to those who are ready to listen. The mysterious book is not just a guide to the afterlife. It is a guide to living for those who understand its secrets. Death becomes not an enemy to fear, but a teacher to embrace. And when the final breath comes, they will not be lost. They will awaken. Perhaps the greatest illusion of all is the fear of death. For centuries, humanity has questioned what lies beyond the veil. Religions, mystics, and philosophers have offered glimpses into the great unknown. Yet the truth has always been hidden in plain sight. This book, shrouded in mystery, whispers a profound secret. Death is not an end. It is a passage, a return to the source from which we came. But how we cross that threshold, whether we move with clarity or confusion, peace or struggle, that is determined not at the moment of death, but in every moment we live. Those who awaken to this truth understand. To prepare for death is not to wait for the inevitable. It is to live fully, with awareness, purpose, and freedom. The book does not claim to have all the answers. It does not tell you what to believe. Instead, it invites you to remember, to awaken to the truth that has always been within you. And so I leave you with one final question. When the time comes, will you be ready?